All right, today we're putting Audifort under the microscope. This is an analyst's breakdown, so we're going to look at the claims, the science behind it, and the real-world feedback.
Look, this is the question on everyone's mind, right? So we're going to cut right through the noise. We'll dissect what they claim, how they say it works, and what users are reporting, so you have the facts to make your own call. So, to really figure this out, we have to start with what Audifort actually says it does. Let's break down the promises. So, what the product descriptions tell us is that Audifort is taking a multi-pronged approach here. It's not just about your ears. It's positioned as this plant-based supplement that also supports the bigger systems that affect your hearing. Everything from blood flow to how your brain processes sound.
Okay, so that's the what, but how does it supposedly get all of this done? Well, the sources lay out a pretty specific three-part strategy. And this really breaks down their whole game plan. See, it's not being sold as some simple ear pill. The whole idea is that it's a systemic supplement. The theory is, if you improve blood flow, cut down on inflammation, and help your brain process sound better, well, you're creating a much better environment for your hearing overall. Now, a huge part of its selling point is what's in it. The sources we looked at really hammer this home. It's a natural, plant-based formula. They claim it gets the job done without any synthetic stuff or reported side effects. This is where it gets interesting. You can see how the ingredients they list map directly back to that three-pronged strategy we just talked about. They're saying, look, we put in green tea and grapeseed for circulation, GABA and maca for the brain connection. It gives a clear logical structure to how the formula is supposed to work. Okay, so that's all the theory. But what does this actually look like for a real person? One of our sources had a really detailed user review that kind of walks us through that journey. And this is where the story starts for so many people, right? It's not just about the annoying sound of tinnitus. It's that deep mental exhaustion that comes with it. Your brain just never, ever gets to be quiet. And then, according to this user, things started to change. It wasn't an overnight miracle, but a gradual shift. The noise started fading, becoming less constant. That's the first real sign of relief. And this is the payoff right here. The reported benefit wasn't just that the ringing got quieter. It was this ripple effect on their whole life. Better focus, sleeping deeper, and just getting that sense of peace back. That really lines up with the product's claims about supporting brain clarity.
All right, let's get down to the brass tacks. What do you really need to know before you even think about making a decision on this?
So here's a big one. This isn't a quick fix. One source is very clear that they recommend taking Audifort for 3 to 6 months to get the best results. That tells you it's meant to be more of a long-term regimen. Okay, now here's something you really need to pay attention to. We found a discrepancy. One source says there's a 90-day money-back guarantee, but another one says it's 60 days. That's a pretty big difference, so it's definitely something you'll want to verify for yourself. It's important to note that the link to the official secure website for the Audifort is down in the video description. Okay, let's pull all of this together for a final breakdown. What did we learn? So the bottom line is this. Audifort is presented as this all-natural, holistic supplement. It targets hearing by looking at the whole system: circulation, inflammation, the brain. The claims are backed up by at least one very positive testimonial, but you've got to remember that key details, like that money-back guarantee, need to be double-checked. And really, it all comes down to this one last question for you to think about. Based on everything we've looked at, is a long-term, natural approach the right strategy for your health goals? Thanks for watching this review. If this video helped you make a decision, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next analysis. See you in the next one.